Hello, welcome back. This is James Surreal from Our Lord Rostering and Time and Attendance. So, in this next series of working time regulation, we're going to be looking at how we can enforce the maximum weekly hours on our roster. Similar to the maximum daily hours, the same thing applies as well. Working time regulation, employees cannot work more than 48 hours in a week. If they want to work more than 48 hours in a week, they have to opt out. However, the organization can decide not to accept that opt out or to say, well, you can submit that you want to opt out, but because of our policy and we want to ensure that the service we provide is of top quality and that the health and safety of our staff is paramount, then we're not going to allow anybody to do more than 48 hours regardless. So, however, it's always a good practice to ensure that people are not working excessive hours, like 60, 70 hours. Sometimes it's so bad that one person is doing all these long hours and other people on the rota might not be doing up to even the 48 hours limit. So it's always good to ensure that there's a balance and a fair treatment, because without understanding the working time regulation properly, we can be doing something unconsciously without knowing that we are treating some particular people or some particular individual in an unfavorable way. So in order to treat people favorably and so that we treat them equally and we treat them with fairness, we need to ensure that this rule applies to everybody. So same thing within the settings, we can say the staff cannot work more than 48 hours, which is the standard. Now the settings can be changed to 50 hours, but it's always good to leave it at the standard of 48 hours. If saved, this settings has been saved. Once the setting has been saved, we can now look at an example of where that 48 hours maximum limit could come from. So now we have this person that has been booked for this shift on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're just going to book this person on Sunday again. But before that, I might just edit here and use our technique, which we can copy the shift for Saturday. We can copy it for Sunday and update that shift. So we have here total hours is 48 hours that this person has done for that week. So if we decide to add additional hours, which I'll just copy this from another day and put it on Tuesday, it shows the person has 56 hours that week. So if we update it, it will show here that we cannot actually update this information, and we need to ensure that, okay, this person cannot work more than 48 hours. So we have a warning that says here, warning notice, working time hours limit has been worked for 58 hours 56 hours this week. So this person has been booked for 56 hours this week from this date to this date. And also another warning, there is no days off. So we can say that the warnings can also be a multiple warning. So now the manager can decide to authorize this shift and decide not to authorize this shift. It's always a good practice not to authorize, but if there's any reason why that shift needs to be authorized for that person to do more than 48 hours in that week and not have any off day, then the comment here will actually show why this person is doing that. So we can select the authorizing manager, can select what they are doing, and they can enter we are very short staff. So but this description will actually show whether the manager is putting their mind at what they are doing. So it's very important to understand why this error is showing, and before we authorize anything, we need to know the implication of why we are authorizing it, because if something happens to that person and this staff did not confirm to you that they want to do that particular hours, and they fall sick or they fall ill, they could come back and say you were the one that forced them to do those shifts. So it's always a good practice not to authorize. But if there's no option and the person wants to do it and we need to authorize that shift, then the option is there to authorize and we can authorize. Once we authorize, the shift is done, the person is doing 56 hours for that week, and the person has no days off for this particular week. So that is it, how we can enforce the maximum weekly hours. And we can also check if there are also ways that, we've been able to ensure that, the person has more than 11 hours break in between. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.